Well, hello there, everyone, and how are you guys? I hope doing fabulous, yes. Well, before we get into this entertaining video, I would just like to remind you guys to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And what would you like to say with that, Lady Crone?
Baby Crone said it all.
Yes.
Subscribe, like us, and please leave a comment.
Yes. Sunflowers.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? Well, as I said, I kind of got a roll going. So the next person that I want to do a soul reading on, I do the soul readings the best I can. I pick up on their energy, and I just did Diddy. So if you want, you could go back. I just finished him, and now I'm really doing Jay-Z. What is it that I really want to know about Jay-Z? I want to know, is Jay-Z is as dark as many has claimed him to be? Is he the devil? Is he the devil? I'm going to shuffle up these cards. Is he as dark as they say he is?
It's a good question.
Is he as dark, that's the question, as many say he is? Is he a devil? Is he as wicked as they say? Wicked, I tell you what that means, when you know it's wrong and you do it anyway and get pleasure out of it. What is wicked? Well, this is not wicked to me, but it may be wicked to Baby Crone. She just got into smut TV. Yes. And she really likes watching ratchet TV, wretched TV. But she says it's a guilty pleasure. So she says, I ought not to be watching and promoting something like this, but I enjoy it. That is what you call somebody wicked. But she's not hurting anyone.
Right.
She's grown. And she can handle herself. This doesn't make her go out there and want to take people or take little children. It doesn't do that, right?
No, not at all.
This is just her own little pleasure, her own little sleight of porn.
Okay.
What else would you call it?
Yeah, you're right.
All right. And I want to lay some cards down for him. Let's lay the 4 seasons. And let's see where he's at. 4 seasons, 4 elements. That's where he's at. They have been shuffled. I feel here, and this is where we'll go. You ready, Baby Crone?
Yes.
The first card would be dusk. When you see dusk, dusk is the dusk. Day, D-U-S-K. That is the dusk that's not quite light. Like, in other words, it's dark. It's just before you get to night. Right? Or dawn is the morning, but dusk, just before night falls in, right there, you had that slither of daylight. That's the dusk we're talking about. So this is the dusk that's not quite. It's like, listen to what it says. Not quite. Not quite enough light.
Okay.
All right? Almost a bit. But this is the key I wrote. More time. Oh, I see this one. It says, waiting it out. It gave me another word to even make it stronger. So if you really like saying, what is it saying? It says twilight. And then if that wasn't good, it says dim. So I'm like, okay, so if you have any questions, I'm like, okay, paint a picture. And it says, not yet fully seen. So,
yeah.
This is a maybe.
Yeah, something rising that you can't see.
Tree. So when you think of the tree, this is the emperor. Tall, strong, mighty. I'm not talking about strong and height per se, but I'm talking about the mighty oak tree. A tree that is so strong that can live for hundreds of years. I'm talking about, when I say tree, this tree also is healing. This tree is about family. This tree also is about health and the cycles of life. It's also about history. This tree talks about history. This tree comes with history. And not only does it come with life cycles and history, this tree demands respect. It demands it. This tree is about a reflection. This is a wise tree. This tree is also about judgment. This tree is about the final outcome. It's about finding out what is. It's about the day of reckoning. Woo! Child, this is what this tree is. This is about regeneration. Regeneration, like where you renew something. This is about that. This is also about conversations. And it's about a wake-up call. Mm-hmm. This card is, yes, this is the emperor. So we know that we're dealing with something that is very strong and very powerful and strong. And so you can't knock this down. Mm-mm. This here, and not only it, and you can't really see it because it's like out there amongst other trees. Because remember, it's dusk when you're looking at it. So as I was saying, excuse me. As I was saying, somebody's speaking. What? Itchy? Commitment. Oath. Marriage. Togetherness. Moving on. Happy times. This is what is equivalent to a 10 of cups. We see doubt. That has something to do with his marriage. There will be another card laid. What was the question here?
The question here was, is Jay-Z as dark or as a monster as he's portrayed?
Let's find out. We can only go by what we said, right? We can't add or take away. Yes?
Yes.
I want to make sure I get a full picture.
Ooh.
I want a fuller picture. I need a fuller picture.
Wow, I see his marriage popping up everywhere.
You see the marriage is back up there. Okay, so it's not me. So nothing changed there, right?
No.
So I need a fuller picture. But this is the outcome. So we have to read these cards, right?
Yes.
So this is the outcome right here.
I'm curious how his marriage plays into
I'm telling you too. I know, because what was the question? I don't want to go far from the question.
The question was, is Jay-Z as dark of a man?
Are you as dark? Are you as dark? I don't want to know. A U.S. dollar. These are the cards that fell out.
Okay.
I can only read the ones that fell out. You see, these how they were on the floor.
Mhm.
I said, whenever they are faced up, that is what I will use.
Yes,
if they
you
were
do.
face down, I'll put them back.
Mhm.
We have snake.
And it's ironically 4.
Oh my goodness. We have snake. We have cold, negative vibes, and a scythe.
Every time you ask that question, negative cards seem to come out.
And only because Itchy is speaking. So I want you to be very, very careful of what I'm doing. Right now, I am going to be channeling one of my ancestors. Her name is Itchy. She doesn't speak very well, but I can already tell that she wants to speak. So I don't know. I hear her saying, I love reading cards because there are no words on them. And she's saying, I'm so glad that you reading cards because I could tell you the picture. I fear for him, but he's fearful. He's scared. He's scared. He's running scared. He's looking for his wife. He want his wife. He want his wife. He want his wife. He need his family. That's like family to him right now. Like family, like family. Like his mother. He's scared. He had dreams. He questioned what he's done. He questioned it. He's questioning it. He's looking at it. He's asking, what I done, is this the way it's supposed to be? And why is it a payback? Like I did what I was supposed to do. It's like an oath or this is not supposed to happen. Like we've been duped, or I feel like we've been duped. This wasn't supposed to happen. Did that make sense? No? Yes?
Yes.
No, I don't want to hear. Did it make sense?
Yes.
Was it sad or no?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a story? Was it choppy? What was it?
No, it was a story. We're putting the pieces together.
But when I read the cards, the first card I got was dusk. And we understand dusk is just before darkness falls. The second card we got was the Emperor, is the mighty tree. We like to look at the mighty tree as an oak tree, somebody very strong, somebody's family oriented, somebody who's got history, who's been around, who can make things happen, who has a final say, who has authority, who can pick who lives and who dies. He's the emperor. He can say, be gone with your head. He's the emperor. He's strong. There is no other power greater than him. He makes an iron statue before himself because I am great. There is no other power beyond me but my wife, my empress. He feels that. He gets swelled up with pride. And if anybody asks, am I a black man? I got locks, big, fat locks, to prove I'm a black man, the African in me. The smart man. I'm big. I'm a humanitarian. He wants me to know he's a Sagittarius. He wants me to know that when he shoots an arrow, he doesn't shoot it for play, but he shoots to hit a target. And when he's done with you, he's done with you. Whatever that done is. If I'm done with you, you know how you have a friend, and there could be a friend where I'm done with you. We're just not cool no more. And then it could be another done with you where I'm done with you. It depends on the crime, because I feel swole. I feel big. I feel big. I feel like I'm looking down on the world. I feel big. I feel big. I feel big. I feel like you can't touch us. I feel big. That's how I feel. I had to dramatize that, huh? That's crazy. Yes. I had to show that. I hope y'all can see me. I'm seriously in here. It's like he wants to vent, because I see the Hierophant, and I see that there is a spiritual side, a part of him. And I hear that he has doubled and many things, because he said, I'm looking for answers. I want to know, and I'm going to go to the one that work. This work. And I'm going to work it until I cannot work it. And nobody can take away my religious rights. It's my right. I can worship wherever I want, long as I'm not disrupting no one and disrupting property. I have a right to worship the way I want. And I'm going to worship what works for me. He's angry about that. It's like that's his right, his privilege. Just work for him. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But he's confident. I keep hearing the word destroy. The question is, again, it's like sometimes, you know how someone taking you all over the place because they really don't want you to read these cards. What was the question?
Is Jay-Z as dark as he's
Yes,
portrayed?
Jay-Z is as dark. Since he doesn't go in and want me to read, he loves his wife, though. I do see Beyonce, but she's like a prized possession.
Okay.
Like, she's another thing he owns. As like I own that. And I think this is why she strives so hard to have her own. But, but if I go into this conversation, I have to hear, I've been in the business for a long time. And, I don't really like it when they start coming down at me like that. Like I don't like that. But then I see for him, the word is snake. And it seems like every time I say something like this, it's like I don't want you to say it. I'm embarrassed. I see over top of the emperor, over top of the Hierophant, which is the spiritual side, which is the side of revealing, which is the side that you go to when you really want to get some help, when you really go and you pray and you say, I'm lost and I need guidance. The Hierophant is there, the representative between God and man, to help you and give you the directions of where to go. And the Hierophant, which is the highest elevation upon it, is calling him a snake, a fake, an extension. And when I put the word extension, I was kind of curious why. But then I looked up a snake. A snake has to extend itself to gobble up its prey. venomous. But then now when I start thinking about venomous, it takes me back to dusk again. And that makes more sense to me. And then when I think of the word treacherous, and these are the things that he's done within 30 to 40 years to get where he's at. Remember in the Diddy file and in this case, this is not done over yesterday. This is a years of climbing the ladder. These are the ones that had to deal with the Oprahs. They had to deal with, what's that man that died?
Jeffrey? No.
The man that the black guy, he was a singer. You all know who he is. It's going to come to me. He's a black guy. He's a gay Quincy Jones. They had to deal with them. There was always gatekeepers. And that kingdom, they know unless they do something, it's coming down. So everything is going to be revealed, or they're going to halt it in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And if this kingdom is coming down, that means the government and everybody is involved. And so it would be curious that the presidency went the way that it went. That would mean that everything is orchestrated. That meant that there is no mistakes. That means that we're all under some kind of magical spell. And you may say, no. Well, what does it take for Diddy to get off?
Mm-hmm.
No. What if he doesn't? What if he chooses to serve his time? Either way, I'm going to be right. Unless something extraordinary happened. But he's a snake. He's deceitful. He's a traitor. And I trust the cards. Serpent. He's cold-blooded. He knows how to transform himself. He's the Ouroboros. Here it says he's cold, contemplative, frigid. He knows how to go into solitude. He lacks feelings for others. He's one that he's unemotional. He can be isolated. He's slow to think, slow to react. He become numb and very withdrawn. He has negative vibes. He can put on real negative vibes. Bad energy, discomfort. He can cause discomfort and tension. He can cause bad attitudes and shake up the atmosphere. The cards also say that he can have a poor mindset. It says a note here, release yourself from this kind of toxic energy ASAP. So we look at no, maybe, yes, maybe, and no. So let's see this last card, the sight. Do I need to say? Says it needs to be revealed. Because remember, this is what the dust card is. Mm-hmm. It's about revealing. Cut away so it can be revealed. Go ahead.
Yes, and you was just talking earlier in a separate video how ironically it connects about cutting something at the root. Mm-hmm. And the tree came up for Jay-Z and the scythe.
It came up for it came up from Diddy too. Mm-hmm. Yes, it came up for both of them.
No, the tree didn't come up for Diddy. But the idea of cutting something at the root instead of at the limb, getting to the source of it if you really want to.
But the tree came up for him.
Mm-hmm.
And
so did the scythe at the end.
And so did the scythe, meaning that tree has to be revealed. But in order to do it, many more people will have to be revealed with it. And I don't know who or what is behind this, but if it shall be, there must be a mother powerful force that rose up under the underground that we know nothing of. Let me say that again. If they do this, if this go the way, because usually these stories end with someone taking themselves or being deleted. Yes. If they hope that and that doesn't happen, that meant that they done changed the course of something. That means that something underneath has earthened and rose up that is greater than their powers, that they trapped. They can't do it anymore. And whatever that power is, it will take a powerful, greater than them to expose them. Because we already know the people right now. It's the people are uneasy. It's the people that are searching for answers. It's the people that's banging the tables now. It's not the rich and the mighty. It's the people. And when you put the people against the rich and the powerful, they are very tiny in number. Why? Because the people are everywhere. You go underground, they're underground. They're everywhere. So that's why they say the day of apocalypse or the monsters or whatever they say, because it's the people that they are afraid that is going to come on and override them. And so I hope this is making sense. So for him to take down these power people, it has to be another army that's greater than this army to take them down. And I don't feel afraid. I feel like my heart is pounding. I feel like I got the energy. I got the energy that I feel like I can sit up. I can stand up. That's how I feel. I feel like he can rise. I feel like I can stand. It's like it's an energy that says the people are saying, we want it down now. And by the shout of the people, it's like it shakes the universe and things are happening that are supernatural. That's the best way I can explain it. Now, of course, this could all be a vision and it could be all me having some kind of hallucination. I don't know. But all I know, I shared what I experienced. I'm experiencing it. Because in my mind, as this is seeing a picture, I'm telling you a picture, and I'm asking the question, because this is the question that don't tell me his name, Jay-Z is asking. How can this be? He's asking the same question that Diddy is asking. How can this be? How do we owe you? Like say, for everyone who says you pay the devil their due. Let me just be clear. When you say let's pay the devil to do, they're asking, we pay you. What do we owe you? What is due? What is due? We paid you. What is due? Why is this happening? Let me go another way. Let's say you praying to God and you're like Job and everything you pray, you and God is good, everything. And then all of a sudden your kingdom come down. And now you go to God and say, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do? And if that makes sense, this is what I'm getting. And so it's like they're stunned, they're shocked. Like, what did I do? I paid you. But it's a rumbling because it's another army that's rising up. I don't know. It's physical because it's an army and the people. It's the people, like people are starting to come into spiritual gifts. Like people are going to be able to see. People are going to be able to heal. People are going to be able to do, not everyone, but more people are going to be coming out with extraterrestrial powers. I don't know, nothing crazy. Right. I mean, you're not going to be seeing people flying in the sky or anything like that. Baby Crone, do I make sense? Mm-hmm. What am I saying?
Like sixth sense natural gifts.
Yeah, like natural gifts that they don't know, or gifts that they had, they're going to be increased. And so it's going to be hard for the people to hide from them. They're going to be looking for places to hide, but they won't be able to hide because it's going to be people like me that see you, and they're going to be able to expel you. So you won't be able to run. You won't be able to hide. They people going to come with years of information, pictures. It's coming down. I feel exhausted. But these people that's rising, they're not exhausted. They want a new America. They want this craziness to stop. They want it to end. They don't want the world to be destroyed. They care about global warming. They care about lawbreakers. They care about that. And they want to change, but I see it on a spiritual level. And it's happening within each and every one of us. And it's like we're in a separation time. And if you haven't seen it, you've seen it with the voting. You see it. It's like separation. It's like morals and laws, what is right and what is wrong. And we're being gradually separated from one another and distinct, mother and son and daughter, what they're opposite of each other. They can't even talk because they get into an argument about politics or about their religion. And because of it, it's coming to a fever pitch. And so it's unease. And it's all you have to do is strike a match. And it grows up. And so where is the government? The government is afraid because they don't know how to fix this problem. So you may say, how am I all the way over? Because this is what Diddy's in. They're into the government. Mm-hmm. Okay. I hear saying like, okay, if he's not into the government, then why is he into who can play at the Super Bowl and who can't? How he has the power to decide who plays at the Super Bowl when we know that is America pastime, biggest thing, big money. He's a giant. And I hear Diddy got cocky. He got greedy. Not that he was wrong. But you can't bite the hand that feeds. You knew what you were eating. You knew, but you got greedy. You wanted more. You started feeling like they were racist. You started seeing how they treated what's his name? I can't think of his name. But anyway, he's a big guy. But you start seeing it and you start getting jealous. And you wanted more. And you take the wrong power. And just like they made you, they took you down. The unfortunate thing is this a move like from a world power to take over and make us vulnerable to the very person we trust? Sorry about that. The computer went out again, of course, but let me just get back. So since I don't know where I was, is there any way you can brighten that picture for me? Since I don't know where I was, let me just go back to reading the cards. So when I see the cards, so you see that the outer realm, the lower realms are dust, tree, ring, and doubt. But it does have doubt. In other words, when doubt is, you can't trust this card. Things are not clear. Things was not clear. So he's in a place, Jay-Z is in a place where people don't quite see him. He's in obscured. What's that word? He in obscurity. You can't really make him out. Is he a devil? I don't believe in devils like that. But is he a shrewd man? Yes, he's a shrewd businessman in every sense of its word. In other words, he will do, I say this unapologetically, he will do what he have to do because that's what a businessman will do. If you are a true businessman, then that means your business. That means you busy in those businesses. If I'm a businesswoman, I have a business. And whatever I'm busy in, that's a part of my business. So whatever he's in, I don't know if I can make it make sense. If I was into tarot cards, then whatever come with tarot cards, meaning I got to deal with other people saying my cards ain't good. I got to deal with people saying, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. You got that comes with the territory, right? So, this is a business I don't think that anybody wants to come, but maybe there may be somebody that may want to come and put a spell on you. So you always have to be protected. So if I'm in a business and I'm transporting money and goods and power and fame, and I got the power to say who sings at the Super Bowl, that's a big, wow. Well, I thought only Oprah could do that. But now they showing a king saying, I'm doing it. So now you see that this king sits down Lil Wayne and put up, what's his name? Kendrick Lamar and Little Wayne City, and don't think that it's not calculated. It's calculated to teach you a problem. What do you mean? He wants him to understand. This is something for Lil Wayne. And understand, he says, I'm the mighty oak tree. Respect me. I go back. He's like Huffing, you can't touch me. Because if you touch me, I'm intertwined now. You can't touch me and not touch this person. And this person I look up to. You can't touch me and touch that person because that person is higher than me. So it's like, it makes you think, how they going to do it? Is this just going to be another thing that they play out and make it look all deep? And then after a while, just put everything back in its proper place and nothing gets resolved. And then there was just one man who paid the price.
Yes.
But the people don't want that no more.
No.
The people said, we're done. You can't feed us this no more. We are tired of chicken. We don't want no chicken. Matter of fact, the people said, we don't want nothing. We don't want your meat. People said, we want fresh produce. People said, we want to eat healthy. Teach us the way to longevity. That's what the people yelling. Keep your meat. But we want to eat. But we want to eat like you eat. We want to eat the best fish. We want to eat the best beef. We want to live like you live. And people hungry and people want that. And so this is where he's at. So Jay-Z is like this, him and Beyonce, the Empress and Emperor, they up there. But when you look back at their videos, they show you in those high towers. I remember when Beyonce did she did some kind of Grammys and she was pregnant at the time. And it was this Nefertiti stuff. All of that is not a mistake. That's an initiation. It's only now do I see her evolution. Mm-hmm. I already now see her humiliation. I already now see when she says, I denounce that God. Not in a way that you think, but it has no power to her. It's like I'm taking in a blood sacrifice for him to a God that I don't. I bury this in the regions of my subconscious. And she emerged with a new God that's cascading down a flight of stairs. Would you want to worship a God that doesn't do anything for you? Or do you want a God that will come out open and cast down and says, I am unlimited? But see, if you talk that way, it's like, we go on the dark side. I just wish that we can open up our mind. But there is a group of people that's busting through the seams that will have gifts. Remember, you heard it from me. It may be this year, next year, the year to come. They're going to have gifts. Unbelievable. You know how you see, what's that guy? People like myself. What's that guy? It's a blonde-haired lady. She does it. It's few. It's a few people that are authentic.
Oh, is his name Tyler?
Tyler, I believe he's real. I believe the people that's doing it are real. They real for what they do. So, but imagining that gift or being people able to do that, or people being able to help you get well by medicine, these are what's going to happen. So because it's becoming so expensive where we're going to have to start bartering from each other. If I could see something with you and I can tell you something about your next year crop, wouldn't that be worth a hand and a shake and say, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go to the seer.
Yeah.
That's what they used to do. But see, it gets such a bad name because the enemy don't want you to know. It want you to stay in darkness. But every movie, everything we look at is preparing you to be open-minded. Because one day the system may go down. It may not be all that, but the system can go down. What do you mean? It could be an overload where it's just too many, where all computer systems go down. You act like that can't happen. Just can't look at TV. Probably can't drive your car. It just until they fix it. And so many are going to be lost. Look at, you see, just like the people that was in Texas, they had that storm.
Yes.
Many died. So it is best to listen. This is a powerful man. And if you take him, if they take Diddy, my heart is saying we are playing with fire. But we can't be afraid for justice. These are scary people. Oprah is scary. Oprah, by the phone of her call, made Snoop Dogg, OG, apologize to her girl, Gail. Immediately. This is black cabal. And once in, they're talking about Kanye. Kanye is, where he gonna go? He in, whether he like it or not. He know his mother was a sacrifice. Kanye's hurt because the sacrifice was against his will. But Kanye was famous.
Yeah.
And probably put off a sacrifice. So you may say, well, Beyonce ain't have a sacrifice. I think Beyonce have a couple of sacrifices. One of them, she had a miscarriage. And if the legend is true about Jay-Z, that he had the herb, then she's been contaminated. I speak it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when we're looking at all of this and we see it, he is not to be trusted. Jay-Z is a big man. And if he go down, it's a mess. The only thing I'm feeling, we got to see how this going to play out. He's up. He's flexing. He's flexing. He's a beast. And it's like, that's why he was saying, I'm an archer. But remember, a Sagittarius is half man and half beast. Mean he can kick. Mean he can run. And he's good with a target. Is there anything you want to say about it?
About a centaur?
A centaur.
Yes, that they are able to have control over their lower nature or animal instincts because they have the rationality of a human.
Right. But this man, he loved his family. And when I hear family, I'm talking about his family, his mother, who he considered been Beyonce, that he loved his family because they showed up family under tree where he rests. He's there for his family. I see a tree. No matter what anybody says, I see here he will do anything for his family. Even here, I see him, he would do anything for Beyonce. And if she stayed with him, because Beyonce got a hold over Jay-Z too. She got a ring, and he's committed to Beyonce. And Beyonce is the ruler or the keeper of the money in some kind of way. It's like she's got power over it in some kind of way, because right under the ring would represent her, where he's giving her the cup. Over here where it says negative energy for him, where he falls off, you can see right underneath where the money is. And I think that he trusts her. And right next to her, he knows that she's got strength and that she can stand. And even though she may waver and wobble, he know that Beyonce have a love for family. And he also know that Beyonce is capable to cut anything that get in the way of her being that empress.
Mm-hmm.
This is real, folks. It's like I made it, and once I'm there, it's the word come to mind, sport.
Okay.
It's a sports to be there. You know, when people get rich and you just kind of wonder why they always just go play golf. Well, when you up there playing with money and you playing with things and you playing with people and you playing people, the people are slaves. You own the people because you own the business. You own the house they live in.
Mm-hmm.
You own their jobs. You own them. When you and know people who own them, they slaves. We become what?
Yes,
Slaves. And until you have the power to have something to stand up against, and that is to reveal them, then you have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right?
Yes,
because it's not about, you don't want to take them out.
Mm-mm.
You want to reveal, because if I can see who you are, you're not a threat to me. As long as I can't see you, you're a threat. But the moment I see you, I know who you are. You can't play me.
And is that the benefit that Jay-Z got from being in the dusk? They can't be able to see him.
They wasn't able to see him. But now, at least now, I had no control that Snake was come out. Mm-hmm. And not only Snake, it's a cold-blooded creature.
Yep, right.
And right next to it said cold. Now, not saying snakes are bad, but right next to that, it could be good. But it's like this snake is negative vibe. And then it was like, cut this. This snake is no good. And I believe my cards. And the following cards play right up against them. Here, you have the Hierophant with the snake. Mm-hmm. Playing with us, trying to plead for more time, trying to play holy. Here, where the mighty tree, you see him with this nostalgia card, where him and Beyonce, they got roots together. And here you see cold. Cold as in this could be a good cold, because remember they're both snakes. They male and female. With the male, when you find a woman and you find your white wife, you found your connection. Yes. So that means y'all one flesh. So that's an entity right there. People try to separate them. They done made it over the 8-year mark. They one flesh now. Whether they stay at the point if they break up now, it's all business. Yeah. It can be for nothing else, to protect her. And he will lay down his life for her. And you say, how do I know? Because he understands that he's a mighty tree and that he will be respected. And the most honorable thing you could do is lay down your life for your family that you love, your children. And they little. So here we do see it. I hope. So the cards are bearing witness to everything that the cards are saying. Do you have any questions? I feel like I've gone over and beyond.
Yeah.
Did it make sense?
Yeah, definitely. We to answer the question is yes, I feel like Diddy is
Not Diddy.
Not Diddy. I feel like Jay-Z is going to be exposed
Definitely.
for the
Yes.
darkness,
For the darkness,
the negative vibes he has.
People want to start seeing him or hearing about him. He will be exposed. Even though he's trying to make his peace with the divine, but Diddy sold his soul for another faith. And this faith has made him, and that is the faith made him wealthy. And because of the incantations and the chants and the things he did, do as thy will with the Masons and the things that he studied and the people that he learned from. His heart is wicked. But that is just the Sagittarius in him. Mm-hmm. That's drawn him to want to know more. However, we're both chosen to choose what path. You don't have to go the right path. There were two brothers. There was Cain and Abel. They were twins. I believe they were twins. I really do. Paternal. They could have went the way, right? But one became murderous and the other one didn't live. They had a choice. And that's what I'm saying. I think we're looking at two brothers and they had a choice. One is taken. And if one is taken, the other one is sure to follow. If that follows their kingdom, do you think that the powers are going to let the kingdom come down?
No, not the entire kingdom.
Something got to give. That's what I'm saying. And that's all I'm saying. The only way that it's got to give, I hate to say it.
What?
Because it just seemed like this is calling for a life for a life.
Oh.
Do you see any other way?
No.
Or you don't understand?
I'm trying to think.
I can't say things. I can only...
Yeah, no, I guess I'm just not quite sure.
If I'm looking at Diddy, because he's the first to call. Well, the first to call was not Diddy. The first to fall was R. Kelly.
Right.
This is the Black Rat Pack.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first. But before they did that, they went old school and they took down Bill Cosby.
You're right.
They wanted to make a scene with him. But then they went for R. Kelly. But the people gave up R. Kelly. Mm-hmm. Now after R. Kelly, now they're going for the Diddler. Now, if you go for the Diddler, you have no other choice but to go. And the only reason why Kanye is not in it, because he was a part of the expulsion of it. He was the one who's saying, my mom was a sacrifice. He knows she was a sacrifice. His problem is, it was without me being here. It was done wrong. He understands this. And he also understands he's in it. This is Kanye Ye. He's in it. He's always giving homage to it. He's in it. You hear it in his music, even though he doesn't want to deal with it. And every time he fight against it, you see he is always conflicted. 1 minute he want to sing praises, and the next minute he want to see hoes dance. He conflicted. He's trying to fight. And right now, like I said, we're in a point where people are chuckling. Where you going to start? You're being conflicted. Kanye is conflicted. He has been conflicted ever since his mother was removed from this earth. He has never forgiven himself. And then when he thought that he found his comfort place in Kim Kardashian, she couldn't deal with his mental ailment because her vanity got involved. And she let him loose because she couldn't deal with the mental ailment. But little did she know, she already had 4 of his kids. Mm-hmm. Two she gave birth to directly that was done in a union of love, and the other two was surrogate. You mean out the two? Remember, there are always two, and there was Saint and North. One of them or both of them going to be with a problem mentally.
Mm-hmm.
She already said that that North was dyslexic.
Yes, she did. And North is also a Gemini, just like her
Just
father.
like her father. And Kimberly is what? A Libra.
So all that duality.
But you see how this? You can't tear it down. It's going to cross-pollinate. Kanye out there got out of it. They ain't trying to mess with him like that. And so people say, why he coming home? Because he knows it ain't nowhere to run. I just read somewhere where they were where Kamora Simmons, I forgot her name or whatever her name is, I forgot, his ex-wife saying, oh, I just saw it somewhere where they are, the FBI or whoever they call, are demanding him to come back to the States.
Okay.
Simmons, you know who I'm talking about.
Kamora Lee.
Kamora Lee, ex-husband. So all I'm saying before I end this, they're all interconnected. But there is a power. Remember this. I don't know. You need to say something.
Oh, no, I just had a question.
Okay, can you hold it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when it's going to happen. But if I'm seeing it right now, I'm telling you, there is a people, there is some kind of haze or some kind of mist or some kind of people with gifts. They're going to start manifesting. Nothing's goofy. And they're going to be able to see or be able to heal. They're going to be able to do, not everyone, but those that have been faithful and those that have believed and just not even believed in Christianity per se, but just knowing that there were those that are feeling and that's sensitive to what's going on. They will have some kind of supernatural power given to them, that they will know exactly what it was because it would have been in them all along. And maybe they are waking up to it right now. Or maybe many of them, because I know that I am waking up to mine. It's always been there. And when something monumental like this happening, it's all happening for a reason. Mm-hmm. Something is happening on the atmosphere. We felt it through when they had that last eclipse. And I told baby, I got real sick with that one. Mm-hmm. It really bothered me emotionally. And so I'm saying, I know a lot of things I say, it may not make sense to you, but I can only give it to you the way I see it. Baby Crone, did it make sense?
Yes, it did.
What's your question?
Yes, my question is, how does Jay-Z feel about his empire on the verge of coming down?
He feel it's impossible. That's the impression I'm getting.
Okay.
Like, it's how? I don't even understand how to say it. It's like, how you going to take me down and not take... It's like we're connected here. I don't know how else to explain it.
Okay.
I keep hearing Master P. And I see that he understands that so many of them up about Master P keep coming. So Master P, what is it? It's like he's in the background, but he's very forceful. It's like he's gangster-like. It's like he's the type of man that get a job done. Like, he make me just forget about it. Like, I don't even want to deal with his energy. That's how he make me feel. I'm not saying he like that. I don't know who Master P is. I've seen him. I think Bow Wow. I don't remember. Somebody is his son.
Yes, Bow Wow.
Bow Wow. And so I don't know him, but he just seemed, I don't know. But he's in, I see him in a power. And it's like he cranky. I don't know. But he knows stuff. They intertwine. Snoop Dogg, that's Snoop Dogg there. Yeah. There's Snoop Dogg there. Yeah. They see everything. Either you just gonna be a part of it. And it's like with a Christian. And I leave you with this. The best way I can explain what I'm feeling is like to any person who has a faith, be it Judaism, be it Christianity, Catholicism, Buddhism, I don't know anymore. Hinduism, African, Egyptian, I don't want to, you name it. You put your faith in everything in it, and it has worked for you. The operative word here is it has worked. Please tell me you received that.
Yes.
In other words, you're praying to a God that is about giving you the riches of your heart, and it has worked for you.
Mm-hmm.
You who pray for faith and to get to your everyday, let's say that worked for you. It is impossible for him to denounce that to a God that worked for him. Why? It must do something or allow something to happen to prevent it, because it's a God. Your God, you feel the same way. My God will have a prevention to stop what's happening. I don't even know. This is making me so deep. Do you understand? So it's like it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like to see Diddy crumble. We can look at it and say, yeah, we see where he made his mistake. He went up against the powers of the powers to be about that liquor company.
Yes,
what I talked about. Diageo. And I still say that's what it was, because it started to go down. He got big-headed. Look, there is a decorum. You agree? You agree. You don't get big and change the rules, because it's just not like that. And I believe because of the color of my skin, he said, you do this to me. But if I was white, because I still have the money, I can't think of that man's name. It doesn't want me to remember it, but he played in movies. You know who he is. He had some kind of tequila, and he named it. But all of that is taken away from me, so it's not for me to mention his name. But you know who I'm talking about. He played in a lot of movies. I don't want to try to remember his name because it's trying to come to me. So anyway, he looked at that situation and felt, why him and not me? The thing is, he didn't come with a made brand. The other one came with a already made brand. It wouldn't matter because he's like, I'm outseating him in prices. But at the end of the day, he could have been right. But he won. But now the question is, you poked the bear.
Mm-hmm.
And because you already in power, I'm going to stop you. Take it off of me. Let your kingdom come. And now your kingdom, and that's your problem to figure out what shall become of this. So technically, if you ask me, my personal opinion, I've said it, but I'll come out and say it. They put P. Diddy in a spot, either you have to delete or suffer. There is no resting place for you. We have no use for you. And especially if they leave him with $1 billion, because that's their way of saying this wasn't about money. You made it personal. And I know we don't want to talk about it, but this is where deals are made. Mm-hmm. And the same company that he dealt with is the same company that Beyonce is dealing with Sir Davis with.
Yes.
I rest my case. Now, maybe some of you may say I'm too much a conspiracist. That may be. But it's got to start from somewhere. And I think that makes sense. Because if I start saying, no, it was about hocus pocus and they were stealing spells, then you don't want to hear that. But if I give you a story, you don't want to hear that. So choose your battle. Mm-hmm. But this is power. And the kingdom is coming down. Whether it takes 20 years, we are seeing the beginning of the ruffle. The what do you call it? When something's starting to crack, the rubble. Starting to crack, the rocks are falling. And those that can withstand the fall will withstand the fall. The question is, can Diddy withstand the fall? Because so many of them cannot.
Could Jay-Z also stand the fall?
Jay-Z is like, I ain't saying nothing until if Diddy fall, then yeah, he would be afraid.
Okay.
But if the bet is on out, then nobody's going to be wanting to deal with Diddy. Mm-hmm. I mean, if Diddy finds out and somehow Diddy is not, he's not a threat. He goes, he get his years. He's not a threat.
Okay.
He cut off. Mm-hmm. You still going to try to come after me because Diddy is behind that bar with power.
Right.
But the question is, can Diddy deal with this? Because it may not be good for Diddy to live. We don't know that. Only Diddy know. Mm-hmm. Because he's got to deal with the dissolving of who he is and what he has done. He may feel like I can't deal with that no more. He may say, I'm a horror. We don't know. Or he may rise up and do great exploits. Or he might just live his life in horror and so timid. In other words, where he lost his mind. Yeah. We don't know. We have to wait and see. But right now, those are my three. That is what I see. Outside of that, even if they set him free, he had nowhere to go. Because he's not just hated. They put him in a position where he's hated by the world. Not only have they gave him the hate against women, but you hate them against children. This is criminal. His life literally, in retrospect, is worth nothing. He have nothing. All he have is his money. Mm-hmm. And every time somebody say they don't want their 50 million, it's gawking and laughing that your money can't save you. And until we can see the likes of him, Jay-Z cannot be afraid. Mm-hmm. Do that make sense?
Yes.
But if Diddy go down, nobody's messing with Jay-Z.
Got you.
Why would they bother? I would definitely leave Jay-Z alone at that point. What would you do?
Yeah.
If something happens to him, what do you think would happen to Jay-Z? Truthfully.
I don't think they would go after Jay-Z.
I would leave him alone. Mm-hmm. It would be so much ruckus right at that point.
Yes. It just wouldn't be worth it.
It wouldn't even be worth it at that point. But then that means the spotlight is always on Jay-Z.
That's true.
And that is exactly what they wanted.
Oh.
We're the head. We say who come. We say who go. We are the gatekeeper. We say who sings at the Super Bowl. Beyonce can retire.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's the rumor on the street too.
She could retire at that point. Why? Because she's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? She has say over who gets the nominees.
Yes.
She's in big boy land.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yes.
She's into what when they talking about what they want to do about populations and stuff. She's all in the cut. She'll know, like if something was going to come on the earth, she'll know before we know. If she said, look, grow your garden, she already knows she's in the cut.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just too much information.
No, because like you said earlier, Jay-Z is a giant, and to be a giant,
It's a giant.
you got to be up there.
But so was Diddy.
Yes.
But Diddy's thing was he was too showy. And that made him reckless. And so when he was getting the warnings, he was hee-heeing at them. And so this is why it made it easy for when things went wrong, they just hit him in his underbelly and they watched his kingdom. Because this is all the stuff that he didn't secure. And like somebody like a serial person that thinks, you would think about this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only thinking about Dexter. He had to save those little things with the blood on it on every kill. Why is it he didn't destroy everything?
That's true.
Because he couldn't. His sickness wouldn't allow him. And sometimes the devil give you 30 years. When I saw that movie, Angel Heart, and he gave him all those years, I know, and I think that is where, not thinking about a devil, I'm thinking that's where Jay-Z is. I paid you your dues. Why would you come after me? Unless he is as wicked.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing he is not as showy.
Yes, that is true.
He's not as showy. Him or Beyonce is not showy like that.
No, not at all.
They want to be. But we'll see. We see they showing in their elaborate videos.
Mm-hmm.
They show their power in their video.
Yes.
You could believe they show that. But just to know that that's the stone, that's the power, that's the goal. Will he have it? He have it, but will the world begin to see it? We don't know. We're waiting to find out. Because if you take down the stunt man,
okay,
he at the end of the day, did he just look like a crutch for Jay-Z to get to where he needed to go?
Yeah, that could unintentionally be his sacrifice.
I rest my case. And so it goes on and on and on. And when you're making those kind of money, it makes it hard for people to get this kind of money. Beyonce, as famous as she is, as wealthy as she is, she hasn't even made her first billion. I couldn't believe it. So it take years to get to that level. It take years. So with that being said, the answer for Jay-Z, he is a stink. He is not to be trusted according to my cards. According to the other cards, it's like two sides. The human part of him is he can come off very peaceful, very loving, he's very family oriented. He can come off very wise, everything, but he is a beast. Remember, he's a beast and he chose to go the way beastly. He has a beastly kingdom. You know, I'm a Sagittarius, but I don't want a beastly kingdom. I want a kingdom of love. I don't want to trample over people. But when you're in the business of souls, this is a soul business. This is about souls and money. You're just a soul. You want to get famous? I'm the avenue you need to get famous, but you're going to work for me. You're a slave. I'll give you what you want, but your life belongs to me. And at any time, after you serve your years, I can put you out to pasture. If you haven't lived right or did right, well, that's on you. And that's what we see happen to Diddler. This is the way it's coming to me. This is like playing chess in a way that's beyond. It's like playing chess on making moves to what kind of moves people gonna make with their lives, if that makes sense. Well, anyway, that's a lot. I hope you enjoyed it. I feel like I got it all out of me. You don't have another question?
No, I do not.
Do that make any sense at all?
Yep. Jay-Z and Diddy come as a package.
I don't want to say like, but you explain that because I don't see it like
as
that.
In the sense of,
I see that Jay and where I'm sitting and everything I'm saying is allegedly because this is the way I see it. But the way I see it's not like they come as a package. It's like they were two brothers and they started out with one was a rapper and one was a promoter. And they found a way that they can make money and they connected together. And so you got two negative energies. Remember where Jay-Z, where Diddy come from his mother and his lifestyle. And look where Jay-Z come from, street of a hustler. So those two, they got that energy. And with their energy, that's the energy that they brought around them. Their business was based on blood. Remember, this is back in cult days when they was having gangs. Gangs was about blood, Crips and blood, but they were all blood gangs. Do you understand? So they tied together by blood of a sacrifice, blood sacrifices. Blood was shed. I don't say that as a maybe. I say it as I know that, but I can't tell you, but I can say this. It could have been an animal sacrifice. It could have been a goat. I'll leave it like that. But blood was shed. Could have been a pig. It could have been a pot-belly pig. Depending on what you want.
Yes.
Could have been a horse or a baby calf.
Sure.
We don't know. But blood was shed. I just see blood all in this. And if you say why, because I see the serpent and I see coal.
Could have been a lamb.
Could have been a lamb. Sacrifices. So we see it, and I see a sight, and I see the end. And I'm saying it could be the end of his reign. But because of his faith is so strong, it's like he's sitting tall saying, it can't be. By somebody who have power, who understand. I don't even know if I'm going.
He gonna make a way for it to not be.
His power is so strong that it's like it won't be. You understand? Like Jesus. You're laughing at me, but that's the best I could. Like it won't be. It will not. And for it to happen, and let's say it happened. We will all be in shock and horror because the other power that's going to definitely come down with it.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. And he's saying, because of who I am, it won't be. Okay. I think I'm speaking volumes. Does that make sense? But we'll see.
Yeah, he that power, that giant.
He said he a giant. He's the emperor. It's about I'm strong and power. You know, I make decisions. I say, I call reckoning. And he feel as though I walked my place right. I did what I had to do and I paid my dues. And what is Diddy's is Diddy's. And that ain't got nothing to do with me now. We were in it. But he went his kingdom and I went mine. And it's like the chicken is coming home to say, but wait a minute, hold up. Didn't y'all all was in this together? And that's where Dame Dash come in. Because Dame Dash said we were all in it, but we all went out. See, and this is where you're getting to that root. You're getting to that root. What do you mean? When they were young. Things was made, things was done in the soil. Oprah was in there too, remember? She was a part of the East Coast. Remember, Oprah was working in Maryland. So she could have easily got hemmed up in there because she was dating a famous DJ at the time. Oprah could have been in the root of this. Whatever this is, this ain't got nothing to do with them being old. This is some root that they done did. They came when they was younger. That's what I'm thinking.
You got to the bottom of that.
Did I do it?
Yes, you did.
And And they knew.
And Jay-Z didn't want to talk about it. You know, he was trying to avoid it. You know, the more we kept talking, the more we started looking at the situation.
Right. He did not want to talk about it. But he demands respect. And don't mess with his family. And I get, and honestly, let me just look at this. You know, before I end this, you know, I see the page. And you know, when I tell you I see the page of Pentacles, they're meticulous.
Mm-hmm.
I also see right there where the Hierophant. And you see, I see this is where him and Beyonce, I just look at him because he loves her. In spite of all of what they go through, they just crazy relationship. But that's not, I'm just saying, because it's not about a marriage, it's about a family. If I can't stress this. This is about family. And sometimes when we think of family, we think of marriage. Just think about it that we're family, like you sister, your brother, nothing gonna break us, we family. We like gang, we family. So here I see a family, but I see the cup going on to the king. So he got her well protected in love. In spite of what they go through. And the coming down to her, you see it, it's a ring, a commitment, and they made an oath. This is about blood. And down here, you see strength. He trusts her to carry on if anything happened to him. And that way, his dynasty has not died. The only dynasty Diddy have, he had children by different women. Mm-hmm. But Jay-Z had children by different women, but he married one.
Right.
Diddy didn't do that.
Mm-mm.
Chaos. But Jay-Z fixed that. So everything would probably go to his wife and kids. He's prepared. So this is not about money. This is about something greater. And it has to do with power and having your word heard. And having it heard in high places. Mm-hmm. And that your word make a difference. That if you speak, it's done. And with that being said, I'm ready to tap out. I hope you enjoyed this reading, because this really made me hungry. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And all I have to say to you is good night and sunflowers.